Nick Kaplan has a good question. I wanted to pose this to both of you guys. I have my own answer. Like, everything is so freaking crowded these days, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone seems like it goes after the same shiny objects. How do you break through and matter in the marketplace and actually start to get traction?
Is that a question for me?
It
Yeah.
is.
Are you saying from a seller's perspective or from
Yeah.
an actual marketplace perspective?
From a seller's perspective.
I've always said the same thing. When people turn a feed on and just launch on a marketplace, it does not work. And when I ask sellers that are like, like look at Walmart.com and Guardian. We literally went on Guardian. We went on Walmart. I put probably a B-level person in my company in charge of that marketplace to constantly handle the reps, optimize the listings, put a team underneath, and then we captivated on the marketplace, started ranking very well organically. The buyers invited us down to Bentonville, which never happens. We went to the annual retail conference, first group of e-commerce, and that's because we put people in charge of it. And then when I ask other people that are marketplace sellers, like, I have another marketplace business that is, sells fashion items as well. And we do very well in Walmart because my co-founder in that business pays attention to Walmart. He's on calls constantly. He's working with the reps. And when you don't have that dedication to that store, then that's what happens. And I would say, like, you fail in that marketplace, if that makes sense. Like, when I talk to people that are like, oh, we only do 2% of our business on Walmart. And I'm like, do you check any of the listings? Do you have an account manager on there? Do you have somebody on your team that's constantly looking? Are you actively having weekly or biweekly calls with the account managers? Are you looking at new opportunities, like they just released coupons and stuff like that? And the answer is always no, or most of the time no.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is there's also some tenacity, right? Like, a marketplace can't be set it and forget it. You've got to have a playbook and a strategy, but you also have to have tenacity on finding the right points of contact within the organization who are going to care equally about your business and grow. And that was our strategy at eBay too. Like, I loved my time at eBay. I learned a lot. It was fun because we were making these connections with brands and talking about how could we leverage the marketplace itself to drive value proposition for brands and help them either with excess inventory or get in front of new buyers. But also, it was great for the consumer because you had this consistent, steady flow of inventory from legitimate sellers. And sometimes, so it was partnering with the Street Motos of the world, coupled with the Under Armours, Calvin Kleins, Kate Spades, et cetera, to have that nice blend of reliable inventory, because it goes back to what you talked about, Rick, trust. If you don't have trust in a marketplace, you're dead.
Yeah, and look, I've always described marketplace business as like a knife fight in a phone booth. It's literally the most competitive markets on earth are on these online marketplaces. And I think a lot of people they look at the bestseller lists and they're trying to find copies that are products that sort of copy those bestsellers. To me, that's like the exact opposite thing you want to do in these marketplaces. Right. You need to go. I really admire what you did, Matt. It's like going to sports that are underrepresented.
Yeah.
Because there's just a whole group of people that are just waiting to be paid attention to.
Right.
And those are going to be your most passionate fans. They're going to tell their friends, and then you're going to find the next big thing while everyone else is focused on the past.
The phrase niches make riches exists for a reason, right? There is opportunity when you can find the niche or you find something that is untapped and you tap it. And Matt, that's what you've done so well.